What's up, y'all? It's Marcellus Wiley, that dude. Let's talk about Ryan Clark apologizing to RG3. We'll break down why I think that was a forced apology. We'll also get into athletes that hate each other, since this all started off with RG3 saying that Angel Reese hated Caitlin Clark. And then we'll get into my story of how I was forced one time to apologize by ESPN as well. But without further ado, let's let Ryan Clark talk it away. Let's go, Big Dog.
Let me say this before getting into reasoning, before getting into thought process. She should not have been brought up in me trying to make a point about how having black women close to you and the things that you learn from them can help you in the way that you approach and speak to and about them.
All right, we're talking about his wife, RG3's wife, obviously. And my biggest problem when people pander, when people want to go out their way to look out for somebody else, when all of us can take care of ourselves through our actions, through who we are, is because you actually restrict them. As much as you have great intentions of trying to help them out and protect them, you're actually limiting them. And I think that Ryan Clark in this moment has come to that realization and is articulating it. So you just got to make sure that when you go on to look out for somebody, that you're actually not disabling them as you're trying to actually take care of them. Let's go.
She didn't need to be the illustration of that. I could speak positively about what they are without making the insinuation that it's something that non-black women don't do well. I'm doing the exact same thing, or it may have seemed that I did the exact same thing to her that I'm trying to keep people from doing to black women.
Yeah, let's talk through it real quick. It's because you're actually projecting that they can't do it for themselves. They can't fend for themselves. If I'm a black woman, I want the freedom to hate who I want to hate. Now, it may not be right, may not be true, but damn it, I don't need you to say I can't be hating on somebody and where did you get the evidence from? We're going to talk through that evidence. So keep going, Big Dog.
My thought process was, in seeing certain clips on my algorithm, on my timeline, they do a podcast together. In that podcast, they talk very openly about not being black enough. They talk very openly about biracial kids, what it's like to not be accepted in the black community. They very rarely talk about black women.
Not fair. This is why I'm doing this show, in part because Ryan Clark has multiple shows he's on, and he's on my algorithm like anybody else in sports media, right? At the same time, for me to make an absolute statement, which is like, oh, well, you don't do this, or even a relative statement, well, you only do this a little, which is talk about black women in a positive way, et cetera. That's not fair, because how much information are we really gathering? You seen 10 clips and you only seen one where he was talking good. You can assume the other 9 are bad. That's not good math. That's not good logic.
In the video that RG3 posted that I felt like mocked Angel Reese, she was in the background.
What's wrong with mocking Angel Reese? Last time I watched sports, I mean, we got Follies. We got Shaqtin' the Fool. We got all these shows and segments. I used to do That Dude's Dudes. That was clowning people. Women should have raised their hand to be in that segment. It was an Emmy Award winning segment. Women, black women, whoever should be raising their hand to be the one getting the attention. You know who didn't go on those shows, segments, etc.? Shaqtin' the Fool. People we don't know about. People we don't care about. Bench riders, bums, whatever you want to call it. So the cost of praise is criticism. It comes with the territory.
Did I love the optics of RG3, a black man, attacking and imitating, and what I felt insulting, mocking a black woman as his wife was in the background, almost seemingly as a prop of, and this is my feeling, of what was good, amening, nodding along, and applauding what I felt like was a personal attack.
Okay, it wasn't a personal attack. You're the one that took it away from sports. We always say that athletes hate each other. We always say that the Steelers hate the Ravens, etc. We always say that Frazier hated Ali. Like, we've been saying this since we knew sports. I played at Inglewood. We hated Carson. I was 8 years old. I never been to Carson. I was like, what? But I know when we played the Carson Colts, I knew it was time to This ain't the same feeling as when we playing Lamita, when we were playing North Orange County. Come on, man. Like, you're smarter than that. You only sounding smart to dumb people if you're really trying to go with that I thought you were just trying to put her down. Come on now. And then if he had a black wife back there, we'd have no conversation. That's crazy. Like that means you took it away from sports, Ryan, respectfully, and you put all of your feelings onto it. Well, get out your feelings. Come on.
I didn't. But that doesn't mean because I have that feeling about what you do to someone else that I can do that to you.
Facts.
So, to Greta, I was out of line. I was out of bounds. I apologize. To all of the people that don't like RG's take or takes or the way that he moves, or even if you just in this conversation take my side and want to support me, leave his family alone. It doesn't take a daily attack on his wife, on his children, to remind him that you think his take, his takes, or whatever it is the wrong thing to you. Families should be off limits. I started that by bringing her into it. I see that now. No matter what my intent was, the impact was different. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it a different way.
I get it, big dog. Respect. Something I had to learn, and I learned it from my wife, was to actually accept an apology, respect an apology. Because if I slap the shit out of you right now, right? And then I say, my bad, man, I'm sorry. Whenever I say I'm sorry, I was the one that was like, dog, you did that on purpose, and I don't think this apology is sincere. Like, nothing got into you crazy to do that. So I was always one to struggle with apologies, but she helped me understand that because she told me that apologies really cover two things. This is Marcellus Wiley with an urgent message for anyone struggling with over $10,000 in credit card debt. Here's what you need to do right now. Visit pt.monitordebt.com. They've helped thousands reduce what they owe by dealing directly with creditors, cutting balances by 30, 40, even 50%. This isn't a loan. This is a proven debt settlement program where you make affordable monthly deposits while they do the heavy lifting. Many clients become debt-free in 24 to 48 months. Don't wait another day drowning in interest. Call 866-204-0071 or visit pt.monitordebt.com. Your financial freedom is waiting. It's just one phone call away. One, when you know you did something wrong, you were in the wrong, right? And that's pretty easy and simple. I think that's the elementary level of understanding what an apology is and when you should give it. But the second one, I struggle with a little bit, but then I got it. And you know what helped me understand it, other than my wife, and is reinforcing it? That Tory Lanez situation when he was saying, I'm sorry to Meg. I ain't trying to get off the subject, but you could be sorry for a circumstance, a situation. Even if you felt I ain't do anything wrong, I'm sorry this happened. You get it? That's what I'm thinking of. So respect to him for saying the apology. Now, let's get deeper than that. Because a lot of people, Stephen A. Smith, et cetera, were saying that it was a little slick of RG3 to put that pressure on ESPN to look at this situation. As you remember, RG3 did say this is a bad look for ESPN. Well, let me just say one thing. If you have a public problem, I suggest you get a public solution. I am not a fan of when you call somebody out on your podcast, on your shows, Twitter, whatever, and all of a sudden you want to have this private convo all of a sudden. No. We had a public problem. We're going to have a public solution. So once Ryan Clark went there on his wife, using his wife as a conduit to get to really RG3, your blackness, your corny, etc., then, all right, since we grabbing a ketchup bottle when we fight, I'm going to grab something too. And what he grabbed was the pull or the pressure on ESPN to force Ryan Clark to apologize. At the end of this video, I'll tell you why I sincerely think it was a forced apology, because we're athletes. Look, we are cognizant of what we're doing because we see things in like really small moments, short moments, like microseconds, milliseconds, right? And we are very cognizant. We know what's up. And then when we mess up, it's like, but I tried to do that. I just messed up. So every now and then you got to get the double tap from upstairs to say, chill, big dog, you did a little too much. Okay. My other thing is, Angel Reese, I still sincerely, in a sports way, think that she hates Caitlin Clark. And no one's going to make me think different. Why? Because I have enough evidence and ammunition to say that. I don't have a white woman behind me. I don't have a black woman behind me. So I don't know about this prop angle, but, dog, it ain't that hard to tell that Angel Reese got smoke with Caitlin Clark. Whatever you want to call that, I call it hate. Sports hate. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm from a black woman. I'm married to a black woman. And guess what? A black woman should have the freedom to hate. like, don't tell me I can't hate somebody or because of what I've been through and the legacy and lineage that I shouldn't hate. Man, stop. I'm talking about this right now, this moment. I'm not talking about all the historical implications, and that's where you went wrong, Ryan. You took it away from sports, and then you made it something more social than sports. It was a sports conversation that you turned social. All right, let's get into this. There are a lot of athletes out there that have hated each other. And everyone want to act like it's a big deal that he said that about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So let me show you that RG3 was right in his right to talk about big athletes that hated each other. Shall we? Let's go. We're going to go through this quick. Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas. I think it's pretty obvious. Rivalry started in 85. We all know about the 92 Dream Team. Animosity was evident when Thomas and his Pistons didn't even shake Jordan's hand after a playoff loss. We could continue, but let's continue. Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. Y'all remember that one? 90s, 2000s. Mickelson was clowning Tiger Woods and his equipment, and they rarely socialized with each other. Oh, you think that they always saw each other at all the tournaments and they just was like distant for a reason? Yeah, the reason was they hated each other. Anyway, Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, I think the most famous of all. These are teammates, y'all. Teammates, former Lakers teammates, toxic relationships. Shaq even admitted to threatening Kobe in his autobiography, showing deep animosity despite occasional respect. Just telling you how it went. Kobe and Karl Malone, we know how that got off the court a little bit. Malone never apologized, even challenged Kobe to a fight. It's okay, I guess, when a man does it to another man or a black man to another black man. But we ain't done. We got other dynamics here. White man to a black man. Golf, though, gentleman's sport. We got Barry Bonds, Jeff Kent, Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan. Now, that's more than hate. That's gang-related. Sampras and Agassi. I'm just trying to give you some big ones, right? There's some other big names in here. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. We know how Larry Bird had the image of, he doesn't really talk to other teams and their players and stuff. Another way to dress up, I hate your ass. Frazier Ali, Arnold Palmer, and Jack Nicklaus. This is going before my time. The point is, it's okay to hate somebody in a sports way, sports realm. But when you take it other places, you took it, and that's where it went. So let me give you this quick story of when I was forced to apologize. In short, I stepped on Adam Schefter's toes. I told you this story before. Some of you probably remember. And I broke a story, Jim Harbaugh to Michigan. All it was my boy text me, said Jim Harbaugh is going to Michigan. And I'm looking at ESPN like, they don't even know where he's going. So how the hell you know for sure? He's like, trust me, I know. I was like, how? He's like, well, he's in that world of hiring, HR, et cetera. And he had the contract. So he text me back the contract of Jim Harbaugh. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I should say this. And I just went on the air, Max and Marcellus, and just said, Jim Harbaugh is going to Michigan. And everybody's like, what? How you know? For sure. All that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I just saw the contract. Yeah, he's going. My boy's a headhunter. That's how life went. All of a sudden, phone call, producer. Marcellus, you should apologize. I was like, I fought it like Ryan Clark probably did. I ain't apologizing. I ain't do nothing wrong. You need to apologize. Oh, okay. So the checks ain't coming. All right, I'll apologize. So I think Ryan Clark was forced to apologize. Enough time went through. RG3 put enough pressure. A lot of people were killing Ryan Clark for his take. ESPN is like, look, be a bigger man, even if you don't mean it. They don't say this, but they like, you do what you want. Apologize how you want. And I gave one of those half-hearted apologies. They don't care. They just want to have it on record that you were contrite. Were you? All right, though. So on this show, we don't hate no bro, so we get our flow on Big Dog. All right, this is going to be a great rap. I can tell you right now. Because it's too pretty. It's too pretty. Get out of there. Ryan Clark, RG3. I apologize. Let's get this thing going. Yo, don't twist the game. Keep it funky, keep it clean. Ryan said, sorry, it smelled like Listerine. ESPN hit his line like, boy, fix that tone. Now he backpedaling harder than he did in his zone. Ryan came loud trying to sun RG3. Talk about black cards and who got the key. But when the smoke cleared and the Twitter got hot, ESPN said chill before you lose your spot. He went from he ain't black to I mean no shade. Corporate call quick, fix what you made. Now he reading statements with a corporate twist, saying my bad like he ain't mean to diss. Now RG3 chilling, beard looking full. Wifey on his side calling Ryan a fool. Clark said it's a bad look, thinking he a boss. Now he looking like a puppet with ESPN floss. Trying to school the world on what blackness ain't, but forgot black women got the freedom to hate. Angel Reese roll her eyes and hit that mean blink. And Ryan out here trying to tell us what to think. So next time you talk reckless for the show, better ask, would I say this if my bosses said no? Cause now you look shook, your rep took a hit. Apology gangster? Nah, that ain't it. Every time I see somebody on that bullshit, I just look at them and then I said, boy, quit. Kendrick, holla at your boy. I know you in LA. Take me on tour with you. It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here. Because I think the verse.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.